Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Um, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me, because I've been having an issue with the audio. You can hear me. Excellent. Okay. Yes. So we are day 2 in snow, and I just got back a few minutes ago from shoveling out the car. And this is the most snow that I think, well, I've seen since I've been here. Um, and we haven't had a plow come through yet. So, man, I thought when I left the mountains I was done with this. And my landlords have just done the driveway, but they're not really proactive with the shoveling here. So the streets aren't plowed. And welcome to small town. I guess you're going to have to wait things out. So, yeah, it is very pretty here, Heather. It's wonderful. I'm moving around a little bit, like I'm physically right now moving around. So let me move this. There we go. So for now, I'm snowed in, and I figure let's do some readings today. And I'm going to be jumping around all over the place because I'm checking what's going on outside and what's happening here with the live. Let's see here. I'm going to look at the comments. I'm standing right now, so the audio is going to be in and out a little bit as I walk around the camera. Okay, and get the decks ready. Let's see what we have here. Heather and Ange, I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, snow is nice. It is very pretty. I have to shovel, but I'm not going to really complain that much because I'm not in the same situation like I was up in the mountains regarding like a steep driveway and getting burned in. It's just that they haven't plowed the streets, so I'm going to have to wait it out. I was thinking about going out later on, but the snow started coming down right now. So I am here, which is fine. I get to spend time with you and catch up with everyone and do some work here at home, which is really nice. Let's see here. Nancy, hi, how are you? I'm going to be faceless today. Because I'm kind of disheveled right now. My hair is all over the place from going outside. Let's see here. Thank you. No snow here in southern Ontario. Well, a very small covering on the ground, but we haven't had much at all. I'm grateful of it. You're not a fan of the snow. Yeah, it's when you live and you grow up in snow, there's only so much that you can take after a while. And that's why a lot of people end up leaving and they go to California, they go to Florida. All the snowbirds pack up and they go further south. Texas, but then, Texas gets some snow as well. So how's everyone doing? I don't know if some of you have had a chance to look at my community posts. This channel is slowly shifting. I've renamed it Mystic Rose Tarot Podcast because I'm in the early stages of doing more podcasting work, and this is so much easier, I feel, for me, because then when I'm going, my game plan as of now is to have the podcasts transferred over to YouTube so that people can listen. I've just realized in the years of doing and seeing how YouTube has changed and it's growing, and it's becoming more and more apparent. Uh, People are leaving certain social media sites, and um, because it's just not worth, fighting for getting viewerships, getting followers, and not getting all your posts and everything you want to share. It's not getting seen to everyone, and you're spending all this time, prepping for it. It doesn't seem to be proactive at all. Um, that's that's my thing, and I'm finding out since the new year and the end of December, and you could probably see this camera's glitching. This is another thing not to deal with YouTube. It's just little technical issues like this. And it puts people away from wanting to watch uh, watch an episode or anything. And this is stuff that I've been trying to work with, and it's not working in my favor video wise. So anyhow, um, going back to what I was saying, I am feeling that this year my place of emphasis has to be more of a voice, more of words, more of what I have to say. And that includes courses, workshops, teaching, and sharing information. Um, and I'm also realizing I'm going to start doing readings in a little bit. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Hi, Julianne. Hi. Good to see you as well. And Alexis Milner. Hi. How are you? Um, and so thank you for joining in. So I'm I'm just feeling like the place for this year for me is just going to be more at a vocal level. So I will keep this channel open, and I did put out in one of my community posts, it's going to be more for educational purposes, sharing information of my practice, what I've learned, my point of view with certain things. So no more deck reviews, not that I've done any deck reviews, with the exception of um, the Telos Tarot. I was hoping to have the creator of the deck as a guest um, on my channel. We kind of went back and forth, and she just does not like to do any form of um, video interviews or anything of that nature. And it's a bit unfortunate because she has a wonderful series of decks that are out there, Moline. And I want whoever is a guest on my channel to feel comfortable. And I don't want anyone to feel forced, to come on my channel just to, talk about their product or whatever they have. But I was really hoping that I could convince her to come and be a guest on my channel, and she declined. So, and that's fine. I'm also at a point where I will be more direct in speaking my mind about certain things. I will be gentle in some situations, but in other situations, I will just be really more direct. So, and I feel that's what I'm saying. I feel like this year is going to be a year of where my voice is going to be heard a lot more. Okay. So, if you want to hear what I have to say and you want someone who is very direct, but I will also be mindful of the topics that I'm speaking of, and who I am engaging with. Sorry, I keep hitting this. Stay tuned, and I'll let you know when this podcast is going to be up and running. And it will be related to, I will have guests on this channel or on the podcast, but I will also be talking about different ways of us, how we do our practice and our approach. So a little bit more on the serious side, and it's time to get down to business, if you will, in my world right now. So I haven't had a chance to look at um, here we go, to look at the chat. So I'm leaning over, and again, for those who are coming in, I'm standing right now. It's I'm soaking wet, and I don't want to sit on the couch because I'm going to get all cold. So um, I will. I'll get a chair in a second. Um, let's see. Alexis Milner, hello. I said hello earlier. Thank you for coming in and joining. Ange, thank you for the introduction. Julianne, you're hoping for a little snow tonight. You'll probably get quite a bit of it, depending on the direction of where the storm is heading. We're supposed to have light snow, rain, I guess, in the next few days, so the stuff can start melting. But I think we're supposed to get another day of snow this weekend. Um, so yeah, we'll see. It's okay. It's just I have to shovel. You guys, I have to shovel again. Um, let's see. Heather, that is too bad. She can maybe get more of her decks to others and share her journey. Yeah, I had an email discussion with her about this, but she also says that technically she doesn't have a camera. She has a phone. Um, she really doesn't have those tools. She has her and Susan Chang. They do the uh, Fortune's podcast. So she has a mic, so she's able to do that. So maybe there's a chance, but I told her, you let me know when you feel up to discussing, because yes, I agree, there's so much information in these decks that I know we can talk for at least 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So, you know, I'll let it go, and I'll have other people come in as guests, and we can talk about other different topics. Let's see here. I enjoy sharing my cards during my shows. It's such a treat to share my joy. Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely is, especially when you've created a deck. You know, but I'm always learning so much more with the tarot. And these are the three decks I'm going to be working with. This is the Tabula Mundi. This is the Wild Unknown. Um, and this is the Death of Gaia by Raven Phelan. So I have a little bit of different energy with these decks. This one has the astrological decans associated with it. And so I will never get bored with tarot. I mean, I will take a break, because I think it's good. But when people get new decks and whatnot, and I think because I've already found my niche of the decks I want to work with and the energy, I don't see anything else out there. And I could be wrong. There could be something in the process that's being made, and it'll catch my eye at some point. But I really don't see anything out there right now that's just of interest. There are cute decks out there and whatnot, but like I said, my focus is on a practice, and it's on studying, and it's about learning and sharing with other people. Let's see here. Oh yeah, absolutely, Julianne. Definitely. I'll let you know when that's all set up. And I think too, for people who just don't want to, do FaceTime, the podcast is good because it's one less thing to worry about, and your focus can become more on what you're trying to express and share with people, as opposed to, you know, as you know, spirit meowing in the background or anything like that, any kind of distractions. And so the more I'm talking about it to you, the more I'm getting excited about it. And I'm sorry I keep hitting this. um, let's see here. Minnie is chanting for a snow day. Well, she'll get it. I'll send some over to you. Um, let's see here. Uh, yeah, Julianne, I think you put the scrying poetry tarot. Is this something that you've done recently? Because I know you were working on a deck, and when I saw you, you didn't make mention of it. So I'm wondering if this is something that's new. Because I haven't been on YouTube very much and watching channels. See the backs of the last decks. Yeah, the dreams of Gaia. Definitely beautiful, beautiful deck. Let's see here. Would love a snow day, having grown up most much in the Virgin Islands. Well, if you get weeks of snow, it's no wonder that some people would actually like to leave. Like in Chicago, that's a pretty brutal area because they're so up north by the Atlantic. They get all these polar vortexes and just the frigid wind. I have no interest going there. Let's see here. Okay, I see. I think I might use the scribe poetry for next week's weekly. Yeah, go ahead and do that, Julianne. I think that's good because people are obviously picking up on the energy of the scrying poetry deck. So I think you should do that. Feel how it resonates with you. Let's see here. Alexis, you lived in Chicago during. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I can't fathom minus 20, 30 degrees. That I just can't. I mean, coming from California, growing up in a desert state, you get acclimatized to that weather. Snow, I'm pretty good with, but when I was in the mountain, we had just like days of snow, and it was just relentless. Here, I think it's manageable. I have to shovel, but not as much. Okay, I'm going to grab a chair so I can be more present with everyone, and I can look over at the chat a little bit more. So if anyone wants readings, I am here for you. Again, for those who are coming in or watching, this is M.M. Maline's Tabula Mundi deck. This has the astrological decans in it. This is The Wild Unknown by Kim Krantz. And if you're wondering why that name rings a bell, it's this deck. This is pretty much the symbol that people know associated with the Wild Unknown. And then the Dreams of Gaia. So this is really more spiritual, healing. It's a very nurturing deck. The Wild Unknown is very intuitive. There's no keywords or anything like that. So I can work with all these decks very easily, but each of these decks have their different properties, I feel, and their different energies when it comes to reading. So if you are interested in me reading one of these 3 decks, if you're curious or you're familiar with the deck and you want to resonate with one of these decks for reading, just let me know. Donations are appreciated. Everything is listed in the description. So I've now added Venmo for doing donations. So I have PayPal and Venmo, and all you have to do is go to the description. Venmo is my email address, or I'm sorry, PayPal is my email address, and Venmo is the account I have set up for it. And I think there's an active link that you could click on it. Okay, so give me a second, and let me see here. Hi Beth, how are you? Thank you for coming in, everyone, for checking in. Yes, I'm here during a regular viewing hour instead of late in the afternoon and evening when no one's around. Okay, let me grab my seat here so I can sit down. And it's wonderful to see everyone here. This is great. Zach, everyone, Tiger's Abyss is in here. Oh my goodness, Zach is here. How are you doing, Zach? I draw attention to a lot of the viewers here or a lot of the people in the chat, because I've virtually known quite a few of everyone here for at least, oh my God, it's going to be 5 years. Yeesh, right? 5 years. We're coming up next month. 5 years, half a decade since lockdown. That's when this channel started, pretty much. So let me know how everyone's doing. Okay, I'm somehow going to have to rig this chair. I'm gonna have to sit sideways. I went to the Y yesterday while it was snowing, and I posted on Instagram if anyone wants to take a look. So I'm carefully holding on to the tripod of this camera. So there he goes. I can sit properly. And when I was swimming, there's this beautiful snowscape, because there's large windows in the pool area to do your laps, and there are these large windows, and it looked like I put in the description in my Instagram post. It looked like I was in Japan, one of those outdoor saunas or outdoor what is it? Thermal pools. You would tend to see the snow monkeys in there, and just snow surrounded by it. That's what it felt like for me yesterday. It was so surreal to be swimming and looking at this view of snow covered trees and whatnot. It's just beautiful. Let's see here. Okay, you got it, Julianne. No problem. I will take care of you. Let's see here. Okay, great. I'm happy everyone knows each other here. That's great. If you don't, just introduce yourself. I'm still scrolling down here. Okay, so I got Julianne as a reading. Let's see here. Yeah, Heather, let me know your update, because I know you gave a time frame, and that time frame is coming up very close. So I hope everything's still on point for your move. So you could send me an email if you like, just to be discreet. You got it, Zach. I will do a reading for you. Again, if you are interested in me reading for either one of these decks, just state which deck and I will. If not, if you want me to select, I am more than happy to. All right. Okay, so you're going to hear a lot of grunts and whatnot, because like I said, I'm getting up and I'm moving around, and I just plugged in the computer so it doesn't die. Let's see what else we have. And Zach wants to be read. I'm honored, Zach. I am honored that you want me to do a reading for you. So I am happy to do that. Let's see here. Nancy, how are you? Let me know how you're doing. You could send me an email as well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Julianne, it was like 2021, I think. Yeah, if some of you in the chat don't know what Anne just referencing to, Julianne Victoria and we did, God, it was about a year and a half study of the Tarot of the Holy Light, which is one of the most deepest decks that one could ever explore if you really want to get into the esoterics and some of the philosophy involved in the traditional aspect of the tarot, and coming from the Golden Dawn and the Kabbalah, Tree of Life. It was very intense, and it was, what else better timing to do something like that than during lockdown. So we went through all the suits, the minor arcana, the major arcana, the court cards. And basically, it's in our playlist. So if you go to Julianne Victoria's channel through the Peacock's Eyes, and in my channel, in the playlist, we gave ourselves homework to study each suit for a certain amount of time, and then we would go live and share our thoughts about it. And was also hoping to get Christine Payne Towler as a guest. And at that time, there was stuff going on with her. And she was thinking about it, and it looked like it was really close. And then I never heard back from her. So I don't know what it is about these tarot creators. I will probably not even bother asking or reaching out because it's like there's just I think it's important to share what you have, and I know things are going on in people's lives and stuff, but I think there should be a time and a place to, just open up to things. So anyhow, it is what it is. So yeah, I never heard back from her. So Julianne and I finished going through the entire deck. Julianne's book, the guidebook, The Tarot of the Holy Light, was filled with tabs, like the Post-it tabs. And mine was just highlighted to death. So it's definitely a keeper. It's definitely a deck that I don't know if I'll even read with it. It's just so deep and so esoteric that I could probably read with it, but it wouldn't be the same. I'd rather read with a lighter deck like The Wild Unknown, something along those lines. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, it definitely was, Julianne. It was a really very informative series to do. Hi, David. Medjai, I believe. I have Holy Light, but I connect more with the Golden Serpent Tarot of Sebastian Haynes when it comes to esoteric decks. No, I never heard about that. I think once I went through Tarot of the Holy Light, I was done. I told Julianne, it's like, I think I need a break. I need a sabbatical. And the guidebook is wonderful. You do need the guidebook for the deck, but if you want a really deep read, and Zach, I don't know if you have the Tarot of the Holy Light. The guidebook itself, which is about 450 pages, it's chunky. You can read it. It's a textbook. It's basically a textbook in itself. So I will take a look at it, Medjai. I've never heard of the Golden Serpent Tarot. I like the name of it. So that's going to be appealing. But, I'll cross that bridge. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So thank you for coming in and sharing, Medjai. Thank you. All right. So, Julianne, let me know what you would like me to focus on for reading. And also, Zach, let me know what you would like me to focus on and if you want me to read from any one of these three decks. Okay. So I'm here again. I'm going to be walking around a little bit. All righty. Yeah, you're so lucky, everyone, that this isn't on video, because this would just drive you crazy. You just see me what I'm doing right now. Oh, that's right. There is a second book. Thank you for the reminder, Julianne, for the Tarot of the Holy Light. There's that guidebook, which is entitled Tarot of the Holy Light. And then I think the other one is Esoteric Tarot, something like that. Can you write it down for me, Julie, in the chat, the other guidebook, because it is a part 1 and a part 2. The guidebook for Tarot of the Holy Light is just that, but then I think it's the fundamentals, something like that, is also very, very important, because it doesn't focus on specifically on the Tarot of the Holy Light, but it focuses more on the philosophy and the principles that are involved with some of the information and her studies of Tarot of the Holy Light. Whatever you need to hear. Okay, you got it. Is Mars the time? Okay, thank you, David. Magi, thank you. I just finished my study of. You did. I believe it might have been. Yes. Yeah. So you know, Zach, what I'm talking about. It's really, really, intense. You can actually. I feel with the Tarot of the Holy Light, now I feel like I need to run upstairs and grab the deck so people can see what I'm talking about. It's definitely a deck that you can study. You could do a semester, or maybe 2 semesters of study, at least a year, going through that deck and just going through it with a fine-tooth comb. And breaking down all these things. There are moments when I was reading that guidebook that was just like the philosophy aspect of something that Christine was saying was just like, wow, it really opened my eyes. It's wonderful. There we go. So if you look in the chat, Medjai, if you're interested, I know you said that Tarot of the Holy Light really wasn't fully connected to you. It's the foundations of the esoteric tradition. So that's the second part of that deck, or second part of those books. See, but I do like how she did her correspondences with the Sephiroth and the decans. Yeah, the dates are different, though, as you know, with the decans. So when I delved into the Tarot of the Holy Light, I was just learning more about the decans, and then I got the Unified Esoteric Tarot by Attila Karpathy, and those dates were different for the decans. And then I got like one other deck that had the decans, and then of course we have the Telos and the Tabula Mundi here, and it's just like the date systems are different. And I know, if I remember correctly, the astrological correspondences, the decans for the Tarot of the Holy Light, was dealing with, I think, the traditional early aspects of astrology. And so the dates aren't quite the same as the Golden Dawn. They're off by, I don't know, by a couple of days or something like that. But I agree, the Sephiroths, how you associate the tarot, the major, the minor arcana, the court cards, the way that she broke it down, and the decans is interesting. I think if you want to get to the roots of understanding the decans, go back. I think to work with a deck and to study the Tarot of the Holy Light is something that can really put a nice foundation to doing decan work, which I really enjoy. Okay, so so Julie, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work with Maline's deck for you. Okay, and Zach, also let me know what you would like me to focus on for you. Okay, this is the mini version, and I'm really happy I got the small version. I've been working with pint-sized decks for the last month or two, and I just like it because I could do larger spreads, time permitting, and you won't see too much of the artwork. I mean, you'll see, but it's not going to be large like the larger version that I have of this. But I don't know. There's just something about it when I do a larger spread with these decks. It works very nicely. Okay, so we're going to do 3 cards. Okay, I'm not looking at the chat, so give me one moment. Go. Okay, so I got two more. I'm going to be working with the jumping energy of cards that stick out. There we go. Princess of Cups, nice. Okay, this is our focus. Let's get one more here for Julianne. Oh, it is cold. Okay. Alrighty. Heather. Okay, thank you, Heather. Thanks for popping in. Let me know how things are coming along, okay? Thank you for keeping us company here for a little bit. Okay, so Julie. So we have two cards here dealing with the energy of Taurus. We have the discs, which are earth related, and we have our Princess of Cups, water energy. Okay, I'm going to move this down a little bit, and I'm going to have to bring the cards up. Okay, bear with me, everyone. And then I'm just going to tilt this up a little bit. There we go. There you go. 3 times. Okay, I'm going to move this here. All right. So again, this is the focus of the reading for you, Julie. So we have the Hierophant, right? So this, we're looking, and it's ruled by Taurus, but this energy here, I'm going to turn these over. Okay. Now, this is someone who is sharing their experience. They're sharing their knowledge. But this is coming from an exoteric perspective instead of an eso. Okay, esoteric is more of inner knowledge, inner experiences that we're feeling. What is happening? What is shifting? What are we learning about ourselves at a deep level? The exoteric, for the Hierophant, is a person who is gaining experience or has taken a worldly view of what's happening around them. And it's been something that resonates with that person. It's very strong. And it's almost like the messages that you're feeling from inside, internally, esoterically speaking, and exoteric, what you're picking up in everyday situations. They're merging, they're coming together. And the Hierophant for me is the spiritual messenger. This is the person who, remember what I was saying earlier, that I feel this is the year that I will be more vocal with things. This is what the Hierophant is. The Hierophant is the individual who is sharing this information, the experience, their knowledge. It's something that is very important. It's something that is speaking to you at a very strong level. Okay. It's like things are opening up even more so for you, Julie, when it comes to the Hierophant. Okay. Things are becoming more refined. Things are becoming more clearer at a spiritual level. Okay. And so you're going to, I feel this is where the emphasis, again, this is the focus. This is the direction that we need to move towards. Okay. And I've known Julie for the last few years and got to meet her and her family, spend some time with them last month. And she is a wealth of information. So I'm feeling very strongly, Julie, that there's this calling to share this information that you know. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, so let's focus on that energy. Okay, so here we have the Princess of Cups and we have the Five of Discs. I'm going to work with this here. Um, so let's see. Okay, okay, Nancy, thank you. Thank you for being here. I just glanced over. Our Princess of Cups. Okay, so this is emotionally. I feel there's a journey going on with you right now. Not even right now. It's been happening for a while, Julie, but now it's like everything that is coming here to the surface and what you need to reveal to others, it's being stirred from inside. There's an emotional motivation that's happening. And in this excuse me, and in a sense, it's inspiring you. It's something that's moving you very strongly. I know, Julie, we talked about what I was feeling about what I need to do in 2025, and I feel like this is almost very similar, something very in line with what's going on. So follow with this, okay? Again, anyone who has a strong practice, a strong connection to the tarot, or any form of spiritual practice, your motivation has to come from spirit. And spirit comes from things that are of inspiration. And these are aspects of ourselves that we need to follow. Okay, so this is very strong. Okay, our Princess of Cups. I'm gonna bring this card forward if this thing will focus. There we go. Okay, look at this. It's a stunning card. We're rising from the waters. Our intuitive self, our esoteric self is all water oriented. It's how we're feeling intuitively, what we're experiencing, our fears, our strengths, all of that. And that shapes us from inside. And then once we get a nice, comfortable connection to this, then we rise up. We come out and we share the experience that we are going through. And the same comes with this, okay, with the Hierophant. Okay, but here, this is knowledge. This is the lessons that we've learned, what we've experienced. And I feel everyone will be going through the Hierophant at some point in their life, okay? And so it's very important because we have the keys here. We have the keys to knowledge, understanding, working with the elements, how the elements shape us for who we are. So these two cards work hand in hand. Water and Earth, Taurus, which is an Earth sign, that energy supports, these energies support each other. Okay. The water gives a place to reveal itself through the earth, through nourishment, through growth, through beauty. It's just how much of this is how much are we carrying for ourselves at a deeper level, and what the end result produces. Is it going to produce a weak flower, where it wilts? And I've always loved the analogy with tarot and especially when it comes to feelings and intuitive, where we're actually talking about the energy of a seed and and the nutrients that are put into the seeds. And then when it starts growing, what care we put into something, again, is going to show the result. Okay. So be mindful of what's happening. It's something that we need to be fully dedicated to. Okay. And this is where we share that experience. But here we have our Five of Discs. Let's see, for my reading, I want to know if I'm on the right path. Okay, you got it. You got that, Zach. I will do it for you. And I don't know why this camera is. Sorry, you're going to see my veiny hands. Yep. Here we go. So with our Five of Discs, okay, this card in the Tabula Mundi actually would show, this is Mercury. in Taurus. Mercury is Mercury is the planet that is ruled by the magician. And in this deck, the magician is actually here. He's depicted as a DJ, and he has all his tools around him. But here, Mercury and Taurus, okay, this is air with earth. There's an overconcern that's happening. Okay. And as we see here, everything is bound. Everything is just at a moment, at a standstill. I'm going to go closer here. Our magician's gone because the energy at this point has stopped instead of flowing. And so when we get this Five of Discs represents a crossroads. It's where energy has shifted, and it's something that we may have done upon ourselves. It's something that we may have self-induced without realizing until it's actually happened. And so we have to be mindful of this. Okay. We have to put trust. The opposite energy to open this worriness, this over concern about things, is just to put trust. Okay. And these chains that we have here, even the key's not here. See, there's the keyhole here, but the key's not even there. It's right off here to the side. Okay, it's not being put to use because we put all our energy into overthinking, being over concerned about things. And that energy is wasted energy. And it's something that I've been really focusing on when I've been doing readings for people. It's like, it's almost the state of where things are right now. Okay. There's an over concern. There's an over worry about things. Granted, there is good reason to be concerned, but why put all that energy towards something and weakening that energy instead of supporting it? Okay. So, Julie, if there is some concern over a situation or over something specific, let's just be open to it. Okay, let's just be open and just see what happens. Okay, let's not get lost too much in our thoughts about a specific thing, a specific situation. Let's utilize the tools that we have and use that situation of worry and turn it around to put that energy that can really empower and change the direction of everything. Okay, we have control of this. So the few times I've seen this card, I immediately see that this is self-fulfilled. Okay, we may not be aware of it, but like I said, when energy is hidden and it's deep and we're putting out this energy towards something, it will manifest. And we'll see what the manifestation will end up being. And this is all of binding. It's not Saturn energy, but this is almost how our thoughts can overwhelm us and in a sense weigh us down, and we don't want to do that. Taurus is strong. It is an earth grounding sign, so it can move out of the situation. It has the determination to change whatever's going on. Okay, so that's our Five of Discs, Mercury and Taurus. Hierophant ruled by Taurus, so we have a lot of strong determination moving forward, but in a slow sense, okay, with this Taurus energy of the Hierophant, okay? Be mindful of how we're doing things, but also the inspiration that comes from this Princess of Cups, okay? This is going to be what is moving us out of this. It's fulfilling this of the Hierophant, and having this fulfillment, we can move out of this situation of over concern, of worry, letting things go. Okay. All right. So I hope you got this. I hope you saw this, Julianne. So our Hierophant, this is our focus. These are the two other cards that support this energy. It's where we're going to take this Five of Discs. Okay, we're going to put things in a more direct motion instead of leaving things floundering without any form of control. Okay, and that's what we want to put back in. Okay, I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. You're welcome. You are very welcome. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. All right, so Zach, do you want me to work with the Tabula Mundi, or do you want me to work with another deck? Sure, David. Magi, of course. What do I need to know? Okay, you're more than welcome. I'm happy to do one card for you. Okay. All right, so Zach, let me know, and if I don't see a reply, I'll just work with this deck. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. All right, I'm going to put these here. Okay, so Zach, who is Tiger's Abyss, you would like the Tabula Mundi. Okay. Use whatever deck I feel comfortable with. Okay. Well, I'm naturally inclined to use Maline's deck with, yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll do 3 cards for Tiger's Abyss. Okay, so again, our middle card's going to be the focus. The other 2 cards are going to support that energy around it. Sorry, I'm focusing on the shuffling. If my hands are in your face, I'm sorry. Okay. You're going to let me choose this one, huh? Okay. We'll work on the one on the bottom. So Zach, look at this. We went from double Taurus to double Aries with this. And let's see what we have here. Wow. So we got 2 major arcanas. Okay. And Sidereal will be in Aquarius the middle of February. So I believe it's February 13th. Sidereally will be moving into the sign of Aquarius. But in Western astrology, we're already in Aquarius, just to share that information with you. So double Aries. Okay, I'm going to flip these 2 over. So you know what, Zach? As soon as this card flipped over, I saw that something is ending, but something's also beginning with you, like creatively. It's like you're in the process of like tying up the loose ends of something. Let's see. Roberto Nita. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm doing it in order. I am doing the Tiger's Abyss reading. Then I'm going to do Magi, and then I will do yours, Roberto. Okay. So I'm feeling, yeah, it's like one part of your creativity, exploration, if you will, is getting ready to like wind down, and something else is going to be happening. I mean, I don't read reversals, but you know this deck very well. And I'm feeling here, this is a strong intuitive reading for me. It's going to be something very similar to what you've been working on, if that's the case for you creatively, but you're going to be taking it into, because this is Venus and Aries, you're going to take this in an area that is going to be even more fulfilling for you, for this 4 of Wands, the next step of what you want to move through. Because here we have our phases of the moon. Okay, but look what we have here. If this camera would focus, there we go. Okay, so we have some really fiery energy that's taking place here. Hello, Emerald Buddha. There we go. Okay, a lot of shape shifting happening here. This is the reverse. So I'm reading this card as not a negative, but it's a continuation of this work, but in an expansive way, in a fiery way, something that is really exciting for you. Okay. So also too, Zach, narrow it down. Don't put too much of different projects in your direction. This one particular is telling me that whatever is coming your way is something that you need to be fully dedicated to, because I think you're going to feel inspired so much by it that you're going to do it, whether it's a book, whether it's creating a deck, whether it's creating another social media thing. It's something that is going to really motivate you. And pow, we got this emperor here. Okay, so the emperor here looks kind of solemn, but the emperor is, look at the symbols here, almost similar to what we have here, right? I'm going to bring it here. So this energy is complex, I'm feeling. So Zach, it's something it's very deep, it's esoteric oriented, I'm feeling with these two cards. And definitely wait till I get to the star card. This is something that is calculated. I'm getting the word calculated, something that is going to be very specific. It's hard for me to put it into other words, but it's going to be something very detailed, something very precise. We have the measurements here. It's something that's going to take up a great part of your focus. But again, it's something very inspiring, but you're going to be doing it not so much for the joy of creativity, that's part of it, but there's something like a message that you feel needs to be given from this creative endeavor, whatever you're taking it to. It's very, very strong. I'm feeling it. Okay. And Aries is known as the cardinal sign, so it's good at initiating things, getting things started. But this, again, is very interesting because I'm going to see a strong development, or I'm seeing a strong development with this energy. And so it's something that you're going to be spending a lot of time with. But it's one of those things that you become slightly obsessed with. Okay? But just watch out for that obsession. Okay? It's one of those things that you eat, sleep, drink this creative energy towards something. It's very strong. This is immediately what I was feeling when I saw this card and then this one. Now the star card, okay? We're getting ready to go into Aquarius. And what's Aquarius all about? What's the star card? Aquarius is seen as the humanitarian, the person who thinks outside the box, sees things differently, takes a completely different perspective of how things are being seen. And I feel whatever you're working on, Zach, or whatever you will be working on, it's going to shapeshift you. It's going to shapeshift your perspective. Okay, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and also Uranus. Okay, Uranus is the modern planet associated with Aquarius. So Uranus is all about, if you know astrology, about technology, but also things that move quickly. Okay, and I feel this experience that you're going to be going through is going to open up a certain aspect of the way that you've been seeing things, maybe with your practice, maybe with yourself. And those shifts that you feel will, further inspire the direction that you will be taking this project to. Okay. It's very dreamy. It can be dreamy, and that's fine. And also, Aquarius, here's another message I got for you, Zach. Whatever creative that you're doing, it's going to be out of the ordinary. Make it just, it's going to be so like out of left field, you even surprise yourself. This is what I'm feeling, but it feels right, because when you're in this creative mode, you're going to be going through all this. You're going to be feeling all of this. You're going to be experiencing all of this. Here's your connection to the earth, the sun, the external realm. But then we have the moon here. I mean, this is so beautiful. This is one of the more lovely cards out of the Tabula Mundi. So there's going to be this wonderful connection that you're having, but it's going to be coming from a very idealistic perspective. All right. So this was a quick read. This was something that just jumped out to me. So, and I know you're a fire sign. I just don't know what fire sign you are. But these energies support each other. Again, we have the air element of Aquarius. Air will support this fiery influence that that you may be experiencing, or that you will be experiencing. These go hand in hand. So this is a very strong reading for you. So I hope if you are working on something, do it, please. Follow this, because it's very strong. And also, we're in this time of the year of where, what was it? Saturday, February 1st was the first light of winter, Imbal. So our days have been getting longer, but we start seeing it more from this point onward until we change our clocks in March. Okay. So this is the time that we start building up this energy, and the fact that we have 2 cards in Aries, and as we move towards that spring season of Pisces and Aries, this is the time to really start, let's start doing this work, okay? And then we can use the time frame of Aquarius, if you like, to explore this time of seeing the bigger picture of things, okay? Really, really important, this card. This is going to play a strong role in the fact that we have 2 major arcana cards supporting this energy from inside and outside. Shows that the potential is very high for a good outcome. So that's what I got for you, Zach. This was just like a large flame that just jumped in front of my face for this reading. This is wonderful. Okay, so this is your focus. Sorry, 4 of Wands. This is the focus of the reading. Okay, something that you're ending, but continuing on, but it's going to be going to a higher level. It's going to be a different perspective. Also, I did make mention, this is something that the creation energy you put into it is going to be something out of the ordinary. Okay, it's going to wow you in that sense. And then, of course, the Emperor, the person who initiates, gets things moving. But this is coming from a very calculated perspective. There's going to be a lot of thought put into it. So, and this is where, again, the Emperor and the Star card support each other. So that's what I got for you. Okay, Zach? So if you have the deck, I know you do actually, maybe pull out these cards and do a reading around that and see for some more detail, or contact me if you want me to do a deeper reading for you, because this is really exciting. This is really, really wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. There we go. And then I have, okay, so Medjai, I will do you, David. I have David, Altera 30, main let's see, magic interference for no contact. Okay, so Altera, just to let you know, I don't do third-party readings. These are readings when you want me to do a reading about how someone feels about you, how someone may be thinking about you. The reading I need to do is focused on you. Okay, so if you would like me to do another reading for you, let me know, but the focus should be more on you. Oh, so Altair, you are Ritwick? Is that what you're saying? That's who you are? Let me see here. Let me go back here. Okay. All right. Okay, so I have 2 more people ahead of you. No. Roberto, I didn't skip you. I have Magi, and then I'm going to be doing you. Okay, Magi just wants a 1-card reading, and then I will do you. I will do a general reading for you. Okay, so no, I didn't skip you. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, Magi. So we'll do 1 card. And then I think I'm going to have to clarify with you, Altair. So let me get my energy focused. Okay, so wow. This came over for you, David. The Queen of Cups. Now, in the tarot, this court card can be assigned to this to the sign of Scorpio. Okay, I'm going to move this forward so people can see this. There we go. This is a very un-Scorpio-like card, but I just mentioned Scorpio because Scorpio is a water sign and it tends to be associated with the Queen of Cups. So with our Queen of Cups, we are looking at a strong intuitive connection. I'm going to move this a little closer. So we see the reflection of yourself, but this is at a deeper level. This is how we are seeing ourselves. You know, you can look into a mirror and you see yourself externally. Okay, you look at a mirror, look at yourself. You see your flaws, you see your perfections. But with this card, it's asking you, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about what's going on with yourself? The lotuses, okay, this is a full opening, full expression of yourself. We have the bees representing fertility, hard work. And then here, not necessarily a phoenix rising from the flames, but we do have, there we go, we have the eagle. The eagle is associated with the sign of Scorpio for wisdom, for knowledge. Okay. And so with this card here, David, Scorpio is a sign that is based, I'm gonna give you your interpretation in a moment. Scorpio is a sign that deals with intense feelings, intense emotions. And so look at yourself, Magi, and if you feel there's any work that needs to be done, do it. Do what you feel that you have to do, that you need to do to make yourself feel emotionally happy, secure, stable. Okay? Fill this cup. I'm going to bring this in closer. Fill this cup with what you need. Okay? Where does this energy need to be best focused on? Okay. And answer that. This is a card of doing work for yourself. Emotionally, how do you see yourself? Are there flaws that need to be worked on? Is there anything that needs to be removed? Something that needs to be healed? Okay? That's the focus of this card. Okay, because this is the reflection. We want to be at a place that we feel this emotional confidence. Okay. So Queen of Cups, it's a strong card. The cards represent the different layers of growth within ourselves, right? We have the page, knight, queen, and king, or king and queen. These are levels of maturity that we go through depending on the suits and the experiences that we have through those 4 different stages. Okay. So, Rolf Madsen, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming here. Emerald Buddha, I'm sorry if I missed you. Hopefully, you'll be coming back later on. So, Queen of Cups for you, right? You are so welcome. You are so welcome, Majai. And feel free to stick around. Anyone that I've done a reading for, feel free to stick around and introduce yourself to everyone here in the chat. Okay. All right. So, Roberto. And if you'd like to leave a donation, again, go to the description. Donations can be left via PayPal or through Venmo. PayPal is my email address. Venmo is my account as the Mystic Rose Tarot. And I believe I have a link there for it. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so Roberto, you want a general card pull. Okay. All right, Roberto. I'm going to, my cat's going to jump up. Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna read with this one. So everyone who may not know, this is my cat Spirit. He's checking out the cards. And he's gonna sit here. Thank you. Okay. Do not chew on the deck. That will make me very, very unhappy. Okay. All right. So, Roberto, you are next. So let's do a general pull for you. See if I get any jumpers. Nope, this is going to be a clean shuffle. Okay. Let's see something here. Okay. This is the focus of the reading. Got 2 more cards for you. So, okay, nice. So for those who are watching, feel free to like and subscribe. Okay, we're going to do this one. All righty. Hi, Lola. Okay. All right, Lola, nice to meet you. All righty. So I will do your reading after I am done with Altair 30, and then I'll do your reading. Right now I'm reading for Roberto. Okay. So I'm going to do something here really quick. Bear with me here. So Roberto, I got your cards here. I just want to share some of these links here. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, so do this. Sorry, I'm adding something to the chat. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. Wonderful to see you. All right, keep me posted on things. All right. Appreciate it. Okay, and then, okay, give me 1 second, because I am now moderating this by myself. Okay. Okay, so there we go. All right, so Roberto. Julie says hi to you. So Roberto, these 3 cards here, we got 2 major arcana cards, very important when major arcanas come up in a reading. They're key forces and energies that need to be focused on. Okay, so this here is our 10 of Swords. Okay, nothing to be scared of with this card. Okay, but I will explain that in a moment. This is the focus of your reading, Roberto. Okay, so I'm going to move this down here. So here we go. So the moon. Okay, the moon represents our deeper self. Okay, it reflects everything that we see from the external realm and how we internalize it. Okay, so this is dealing with our emotions, our feelings. There we go. And it's deep work. Okay, this is all about our intuitive self. Okay, so for this reading for you, focus on this energy. Okay, this is a card asking you to be more inward. Listen to what's speaking to you from inside, from within. Okay, and so this is really important. And I think our moon's going to be in Taurus actually. I think Thursday. I think it moves into Taurus. Right now, our moon's in Aries. Sidereally speaking, Western astrology, it's going to be different. And so let's focus with this energy. Right now, the moon's in Aries, so there's a lot of desire to move forward with things. But I feel when the moon is placed in a fiery sign, we'll feel this energy, but it's not really a time to take action. It's not like the sun is in Aries, but the moon's in Aries. So it wants us to take this energy, and we know what Aries does, right? It moves forward, and it's an initiator. It likes to take challenges, but the moon is where we just kind of reflect on this energy of what's happening at this time. Not a time to take action externally. It's a time to just take action in the sense of reflection and looking about how to work with these different feelings and emotions that may be happening. Okay. Yes. Hierophant Taurus. I'm a Taurus as well, so I highly identify with this card. Like the reading I did with Julie, this is the messenger. Okay. This is something. What's interesting here is we have the lightning bolt, and I like how. Hi, Spirit. Thank you. How this card. I'm going to let him pass because I don't want him to knock over the camera. Are you done? Are you going to sit on my lap? There you go. So this is something with the lightning. I feel like this is like a quick message because we do have the crow, and crows, again, messengers. They have the key. There's something that is needing to be spoken, something that needs to be stated. And I almost want to say, because of this card, there is not really an urgency, but it's something to be prepared for. I'm a big proponent of signs and omens. Okay, so I'm not doing a prediction for you, but I want you to be aware, again, with this moon card, I want you to be aware of things that are happening around you. And if you're starting to get a feeling or a sense like something's going to be happening soon, just go with it and see what comes from it. Because I feel these two cards in particular are tied in, and especially since our moon is going to be in Taurus very, very soon. Again, it's nothing predictive, but just kind of watch for things that may be happening, because I think it's something very important to be aware of. Okay. We have here, this is our 10 of Swords. Okay. And, I'm sorry, this is our 9 of Swords. And It's a very hideous looking card. This is us facing things that we are fearful of, things that we may be holding on to. But it's in the suit of swords. Okay. We got 9 of these swords. The 9 of swords, depending on which deck you use, can also be assigned with things that we may have self-perpetuated, stuff that we may have put upon ourselves. Now, the thing about the 9s in the tarot, and we're actually in a 9 year for 2025, which is ruled by the sign of the Hermit and also the Moon. If you want to add 18 together, that makes a 9. So we are looking at letting go. This is a year of just like, we'll be speaking up, we'll be standing up for things, but the fighting is going to be coming in a different direction. It's not going to be physical fights or anything like that. We're learning how to take this energy and let go of the ugliness, let go of the perspective of the way that we've been seeing things. For me, my focus for this year is going to be about letting go of all the heaviness, of all the anger, of all the negativity. Okay. Heaviness, negativity has an energy, it has a force, and it has a weight. I'm asking people to change this energy that you've been putting into something that could actually just hold you back further, and know that you have the power to turn this around. You could start removing these swords. You could start removing this negative energy, these negative thoughts, perception, things that have been holding us back. That's what this card is all about. It's self-perpetuating. Okay. And again, depending on what the reading is about, you can maybe feel like you've been backstabbed. Okay. But when this card comes out, I always feel strongly it's something that we have self-induced upon ourselves. Okay. So just in lieu of saying with these 2 cards, this is a time to stop. Okay. We have to stop doing this. We have to every year we say this, right? Every new year, we got to make some changes, we got to get rid of this, and we need to have more of that and less of this. Okay. All right. Start doing this for yourself. Don't worry about what's going on in the world, because all this energy of negativity and whatnot is just being placed upon us. That's what these swords are. And it's holding us back. We are allowing this to happen to ourselves. And in turn, it makes us frustrated. It makes us weak. We want to stop this. We want to make these changes so that we can remove all of this. Okay. And show the stronger side of us. We need to heal, but the healing process opens up to something stronger. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. Okay, Roberto? All right. So again, watch for the Moon in Taurus. The Hierophant, the Messenger, something that I feel is look for things that are happening, like not in a pattern, but just look for things that may be happening more frequently, for you, because I think that's your key. I think there's going to be some things opening up for you that you need to be mindful of. Okay, and this will in turn maybe potentially release any setbacks, anything that you may have that you could be holding yourself back on. Okay, so just be mindful of that. All right. Okay, 9 of Swords, the Moon, and the Hierophant. Okay, we got some strong cards today. I'm going to erase this. We got some really strong cards. A lot of major arcanas are showing up in the reading, so I really need people that I read for, individuals that I'm reading for, to be mindful of that. Those are key things to watch out for. Okay. All right. Altair 30. Let me know if you are here. Okay. Altair 30. let me know if you are still here. And if not, I'm going to go to Lola. Okay. So, oops, Altair 30. I'm going to give you one more call. If I don't hear from you, then I take it that you are not here. There's a Rolf Matson. Wondering if you're here, if you're interested in having a reading. Okay, let me know. Let's see here. Okay, so Lola, let me know if you're here. Thank you for being a subscriber. Those who are watching, if you've been enjoying the readings, let me know. Like and subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be shifting a little bit, so I do readings very sporadically. So when I'm here, take the opportunity to ask your questions and to leave a donation if you like. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, so look at this card, Lola. This is our 8 of Pentacles. I'm going to put it back in the card because I'm not quite ready and clear to shuffle the cards so I could do your reading. Okay, so let's see if the 8 of Pentacles comes back. All right. Okay, so Lola, I don't do third-party readings, which is what you're asking me about. Third-party readings are when you're asking me to read about someone else. But what I will do is I will let you know. Damliola. Okay, I'm going to call you Lola. I think it'll be a little bit easier for me. So I'm gonna pull 3 cards, okay, and I'm just gonna work with the energy that that I'm picking up. And while I'm shuffling for you, I have cards that are falling out of my lap. So obviously there's a message that's happening here. Okay, so here we go. 3 cards for Lola. Well, let's just see where things are at this moment, okay? And of course, oh, there's our first one. Let's see here. Okay. Anyone else who like a reading, let me know. You do donations, you'll get priority first. Okay, I'm going to do these 2 because they crossed with each other. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to pull the cards that came face up underneath because these are the ones that came to me. And so I think this is the clarification for this. Okay, you're going to get a 4th card. Aren't you lucky? Okay. There we go. All right. You're welcome. Of course, you're welcome. Anyone else who's watching or would like to have a reading, let me know. Donations are appreciated. I have my name there, Mystic Rose Tarot Podcast, with the links for the donation. Let me know. If you've done a donation, I will check my email, and then I will put you in priority for a reading. All right. So, Lola, this is the focus of the reading. These are the cards that are supporting this energy. Okay. So this card's more or less it's a clarifying card for this. Okay, so it's going to add more into it. So let's see where your focus is. Okay. Wow. Swords. This is 2 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. We were close. Remember when I was shuffling, I had the 8 of Pentacles. So we're almost close. Okay. This is the focus. Okay. So I'm going to flip these 2 over. Okay. I got to put the heat on a little bit more because my feet are freezing. Bear with me here one moment. Okay, bear with me, Lola. I will be right back, everyone. Again, not that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to turn on this heater. Yeah, it should be on. No, Spirit, it's okay. All right. I know. All righty. Okay, so Lola, you're talking about this relationship here. There's some stuff already by looking at these cards that I turned around that's happening. Let me turn around and see what you were. Okay. Okay. So you're Cancer and Leo. Okay. So right here with this Four of Swords. Okay. Okay, it's kind of daunting here. Oops, sorry. Okay. So we have here our Four of Swords. Okay. And we're looking at a card here that is showing a potential threat. The Lamb here tends to represent innocence, a young soul, but someone who is open, someone who is open-minded. Our Four of Swords is showing a potential outside influence that I feel at a mental level could end up being threatening to you, but it doesn't seem to be of importance to you. Now, because we have two different forces of energy here, we have an individual where the energy is light, it's young, it's open. There's a sense of vulnerability here, okay? And this is something we need to be careful with, okay? Mentally, you may be seeing that things are good, that you are looking at the potential of things, but on the outside, I feel there's something more going on that you need to be mindful of. Potentially, you're Cancer, so Cancer has this sensitivity. Cancer is, the nurturer, someone who could take feelings very hard if you don't have that strong shell. But here, this is all about open. So there's a vulnerability that I feel that could be at stake. We have Leo energy. Leo is Sun. Cancer is ruled by the Moon. So we have two external forces going against each other. We have the fire sign of Leo. We have the wiry sign of Cancer. So we have opposing dynamics. One that is a feeling, which is the Cancer, and then the one of Leo, which is of external energy. Everything's focused more on what's going on with that person, okay? I'm feeling really strongly the more I look at this card, just to be careful with this individual, okay? Interesting here, we have 9. We've got Pentacles here. And this is ruled by Scorpio. Our 9 of Pentacles, there's a protection of money, something of value that we see here. Rolf, alrighty. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I tend to spend time with my readings, but I'll be here a little bit longer. So if you come by later on and I'm still here, feel free to reach out to me, or you can reach me via email if you want to set up a private reading with me. Okay, so I'm here for everyone who would like some assistance with readings. But thank you for being here, Rolf. So there's a protection that's going on here. Something that is of great value. Okay. And interesting enough, because when that card turned over, death was underneath it. There could be a loss, financial, or something of value. Okay. The Death card being ruled by Scorpio. This is actually a good card because sometimes a loss is needed um, to get a better perspective on things. There could be a sense of holding on to something and something that maybe you don't quite need or maybe you're not quite ready for. Okay. And by this loss, this letting go, this removal of what's of value. I know this may sound hard, but it may be needed. It's a form of sacrifice to really understand the true value of what you really need. Okay. So we have this here, and with the relationship, there is something going on. If this had to deal with work or money, anything business oriented, this would read completely different. But in this case here, we are looking at something that is something of value that needs to be removed or that could be removed. Okay, but it's needed because there's a lesson to gain from it. Okay. So I feel that you may be too open to things and not fully being aware of what's going on. And this is what could be in jeopardy. Achoo! 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 Okay. Here are Two of Pentacles. This is actually very nice because this is almost like the follow-up of what could happen from here. It looks like there's a need of starting over, starting fresh. Okay. The Two of Pentacles, I'm sorry for the sniffles. The Two of Pentacles, okay, we have the butterfly. Okay, butterfly is of beauty. It's of growth. Okay, but it's also of balance. We have Two Pentacles here, two forces of energy where we are focusing on well-being, our own well-being, and also maintaining the balance of, again, things that are of great importance to us. Okay. So I feel that there is something that will have to be removed, something of value. Okay. And it looks like it's something that there's a lot of work that's been put into this. So just be careful of this. Okay. Because I feel that there is something that will have to be, something's going to change with this, but it is a needed change. Okay. And how much of it are you willing to let go so that we can start new and create a healthy balance? So from moving from all of this abundance, all of this value, however you want to take it, and starting fresh, starting with the things that you fully need, because you may not need all of this. Okay. You're protecting it. You're holding on to it, whatever the value is. It's giving you security, but it's probably more than you actually need. Okay. And that's where we have our Death card of letting go, going down to the roots, going down to the bare bones. It's literally exposing. It's almost like this. Okay. There's a vulnerability here. Okay. Now look at this. This vulnerability the skin has been removed. It's gotten down to the core of what's happening. Okay. And then we start simple here. We start over, but we start with things of what we really need. Okay. So just be mindful of that in relation to the relationship. If there is any of this energy that's going on, just be mindful of it. Okay. But overall, this is what I'm feeling that is happening with you and maybe your circumstances that are currently happening in your environment, whether it is involving the relationship or something else. Okay. Because we've got the Pentacles here. So there's something of security and value that is that's at the forefront. Okay. All right. So this is our focus. Vulnerability. We have to be careful with this. Okay. Letting go and starting fresh, starting with what we really need. Okay. right? Four of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Death card. Okay. Let's see. Okay, excellent. Well, I'm happy I could be of assistance for you, Lola. All right. So remember, Cancer, um, Cancer energy is a very sensitive energy and also very intuitive. So sometimes you could be picking up more on something than what's actually happening. So you need to watch out for those feelings. And that's where that nine, not the Nine of Swords, I just forgot the number. That's where that sword card came in with the lamb. Okay, being a little bit too open, a little bit too vulnerable on a situation. Okay, so we have to we have that protection, but I think it's more that you focus on what you need for your own security. What are the things that you need to bring into your life for fulfillment and for happiness? Okay, you are welcome. Okay, so JS, hi, how are you? Oh, so I get it. Okay. You have a wonderful day too, Lola. Thank you. And let people know about this channel for readings and stuff like that. Okay. Appreciate it. Now I understand. I couldn't understand why people were saying new subscriber like 9, like 11. I couldn't figure out. So you're telling me that you're the one who did the like and who subscribed. Couldn't figure it out, but now I got it. I'm doing good, JS. So yeah, I catch on, I catch on eventually. Okay. We have a destiny reading for JS. Okay. I can do that. And again, for those who are watching, I am accepting donations, but they are not forced upon. But if I did a reading for you and you would like to leave a donation, feel free to do so. I have it in the chat. I'm highlighted there in yellow, the Mystic Rose Tarot podcast. Do the donations via PayPal and or Venmo. Okay. So I'm going to use this deck for you, JS. Okay. And let me drink some water because I've been doing this now for almost 2 hours. Bear with me. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right, so JS, this is a wonderful deck. This is a deck that I enjoy reading when it comes to doing spiritual work, destiny work, healing. It's a very nurturing deck. This is called the Dreams of Gaia. And so I'm going to work with this for you. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck. You'll see when I pull the card for you. Maybe you've seen this deck. I don't know. Let me know if it looks familiar to you. Okay. So shuffle here. Oh, okay. Well, that's our first one. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, this one. The middle card is the focus of the reading. Okay. And then one more. This one is sticking. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to use this card because it was stuck between my fingers and then this popped out. So I'll do that one. Okay, Jess. Destiny. This is earth. This is how we perceive things. Let's see here. Air. Fire. Okay, so let me do this. Alrighty. Okay, so good. This is a good view. These cards are a little larger. All right. So this deck is an elemental deck. It works with the energies of fire, air, earth, and water, and spirit. Okay. This is the focus of the card. Okay. I'm going to move this up so you could see it. It's beautiful. So this is earth. But this is a card dealing with connecting to nature, grounding, things that are of great sustenance for us. Okay. We're always looking for some form of grounding, aren't we? Right? And so, depending on the question being asked, I think the best way that one can get a sense of reconnecting to themselves is actually going outside. You know, go to a place that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel like the energy is slowing down if things have been moving fast, or if you need to get replenished. You know, connect yourself with any of these four elements, depending on where you are. I know we're winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. So going out, if it's snowing like where I am right now, if it's snowing, sometimes just walking out in the snow. Okay, you're outside, you're connecting to this energy of earth. If we're looking at fiery energy, okay, again, it's winter. Place yourself near fire, okay? A fireplace. Fire is warmth. Warmth is a form of security, okay? And so maybe setting up candles, okay? Water. You can go in a body of water that includes baths, swimming, or just walking around a running creek, okay? By looking at this, okay, I want you to look at this card as I'm speaking to you about these things. Okay, something happens when we connect with nature, right? When we go to the mountains, to the beach, to the desert, any place like that. City life, okay? Things move us. We find an interesting form of connection to ourselves because it's something that we've been missing. Okay. And I'm feeling really strongly by just looking at this card, and you say it's winter where you are. If you can go into a place where there's a lot of greenery, because trees, plants, they release oxygen. It's a good sense of, it may hurt, but, take in a nice breath of fresh air and get that air recirculated into your body. Okay, so this is part of the journey of spiritual healing, connecting to those elements. Surround yourself, because we're going to be moving into spring in about probably 6 to 8 weeks. And start bringing things that can start moving you towards that energy. Yeah, self-love, of course, because this is when we go outside and we connect with nature, that's what we're doing. We're taking care of ourselves. Okay. We're going to a place that we want to go because there's this draw to it. It's like I need to be by the ocean because I feel like I need this energy of the negative ions. I need the pull of the water to work through me and to release some things out and then become replenished. Right? Fire, purge, let it go, burn things off so you could start fresh. All of these energies are very important for us because here with this next card, again, we have the element of, or the we have the tool of the sword. The sword is the mind. It's how we perceive things. But look at this. We're not looking at things. We're making this judgment based on the experience of how we feel about where we are. Okay? So imagine going into a room. Okay, you're blindfolded, and the room has stuff in it, but you can't see what it is. Okay, so you're doing like an emotional assessment. You're walking to this room. I mean, see if you could do this exercise. Close your eyes, and you're in a room that you're not familiar with. You don't know what's in there, but you have to be in that room. So you have to start changing your senses and go, okay, let's start adapting to what I'm smelling, what I'm feeling, right? Okay. So you're not making a judgment based on sight. You're making a judgment based on how you're feeling. Okay. This is emotional intellect. Okay. And so we're training our intellect and our emotions to connect to something where we're not even seeing it, right? Okay. So this experience of, connecting with nature, putting ourselves into an environment that we're not normally used to, and exploring it from a different perspective, you know? And then in turn, that becomes a lesson for us. We learn from that experience of just, you know, getting out of our comfort zone. Okay. It's a little bit of an opposite energy of what's being featured here, of connecting with nature. But this is also emotionally how we're processing things. It's coming at a different level. Here, okay, we got the fire here, which is wonderful. This is swords. This is the mind. Okay. I shouldn't say swords because this suit also represents, it represents feathers, which is also of the air element, and swords. We also have the dragonflies. This is the ultimate spiritual um, shape-shifting moment of an individual. Okay, because look what we have here. Okay, we have two different masks. Remember what I was saying with this card here? To close our eyes and just to feel the environment that we're in and how and what we are assessing what it could be. Again, you're going into a situation that you're not aware of. Emotionally, how are you perceiving it? Emotional intellect. This sword actually is interesting because the sword is placed down. It's not upward or active. It's actually, we're using our perception, but we're feeling. This isn't something that we're making a mental assessment. We're feeling things out. We have no judgment. No judgment. The mask is removed. The mask represents us seeing things at face value, what we see and what we're experiencing. This is similar to this, but here, this is like self-honesty. It's the revelation of like, oh, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it ends up being a pleasant experience because of this. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, and so this pleasant experience of having this moment of just internalizing and just feeling how things are, and taking it to the next level at a spiritual level of self-honesty and removing any form of external judgment, things become a little bit easier. No expectations. That's the word I'm looking for. No expectations. Okay, our fire card here matches with this. Our fire card. Look at this. So if we take these two energies here, I'm not even going to pay attention to the number because this is all elemental. Okay, look at this energy. We become inspired. This energy of fire is moving. Okay, we're seeing growth. But air, of course, needs to be fueled by fire. So this way of letting go and not having any judgment, not not putting face value on something, sparks something different within us. It changes our perception of how we normally would see a situation or what we would think about a situation, and come from a place where it's just light. There's no heaviness. There's not a negative judgment. It's not negative or positive. It's just like an awakening. It's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. No expectations. Like just being myself. Yes. Yes. But in turn, you become a higher definition of yourself, right? Because you let go of that. Okay. I don't know how old you are, but it's like you go into high school, and there's a lot of pressure in high school just to fit in and whatnot. And you want to kind of own up to certain cliques or certain people's values and stuff. You're not being yourself then. You're not being authentic. You're not being your full self. Okay. And that's what we're seeing here. This connection of nature allows this time for us to reset the different switches that we have, move things around that we haven't experienced before. Don't stay in the mundane. We don't want the same things over and over again. Okay, we want change. We want growth. Okay, we are living in an environment where there's change, but are we actually growing? Are we just doing the same things over and over again? We need to grow more than change. Okay, we need to shift things around. So anyhow, this here is showing the higher sense of who you are by dropping the mask, seeing things for what they are, and just revealing your true self, your honest self. Somewhat moving on to the next chapter. I don't want to say chapter. You can use your experience of life as a book, but there's so many different layers that we have within ourselves, and they're going to be shifting throughout life. Some people don't change, right? Some people, they keep doing the same things. They're getting older and they still have their own way of doing things. And that's fine for them, but in a sense, I feel that they could be missing out on some other experiences because there's just this steadfastness of doing things a certain way. They want to stay in their comfort level. And so for me, when I was younger, I thought I was going to be staying the way that I was because I liked the things that I was experiencing, with myself, culturally speaking, and people I was hanging out with. It's like, oh, this is fun. I like this. It could have been reckless back then, but in time I outgrew it. I moved on to certain things, and I grew up, and I dress differently now. My perspective of what I want to do and where I want to be has shifted. And so all that's going to change from the inside out, from wearing all black to now, dressing in colors and, signifying a different, higher sense of who you are. And that's what this reading is about. Okay, JS? So that's what I have here for you. Just be yourself. And if it means, people that you used to hang out with or people that you spend time with that just don't identify with the new you, well, then that's for them to, that's their issue. You're working on you. Don't do this change. Do the change for you. There's no reason to do a change for someone else. That makes no sense. Okay. Thank you, JS. Thank you for the sneeze. Bless you as well. Thank you. All righty. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. All right, and I see I have here Jojo. Hi, Jojo. Let me see here. I would like to know what my future self would tell me. Okay, so John V. Deya. Okay, I got. Could I please have a future self reading? Okay, excellent. Um, okay, I will do your reading. Javi Daya. Okay, and Jojo, I see this. I don't do third party readings. These are readings when you want me to read about someone else, like ask if the person's cheating, why are they being distant. This reading's all about you. Okay, so the question should be about you, not about how someone feels. So let me know if you would like me to do a reading based on you. Okay, because I think that would be more insightful for you. Okay, so let me know, okay, what's going on. And then I can do your reading in that way. Okay, so John V. Dea. Okay, please have to know what my future self would tell me. That, you know what? That is a fascinating question. I don't know if I've ever gotten something like that before. I'm thinking about this. I'm looking at your inquiry. I would like to know what my future self would tell me. Okay, I can answer that. I just have to look at your inquiry a few times, and I feel like I need the encouragement from that is interesting. I am so wondering why you are addressing yourself as your future self. Okay. It's almost like what do my guides need to tell me about what's ahead? That's how I'm reading it. I'm gonna read with the same deck here. This is interesting. I'm gonna read with this one here. Okay. Oh, no wonder my feet are freezing. Hold on. John B, hold on one second. This is so funny. That's why I'm freezing. Okay. All right, back again. Whew. Everyone, please come back. Don't go away. So sorry for that. All righty. So I need to change my socks because it's snowing where I'm at right now, and I have some wool socks. And I'm wondering how come my feet aren't staying warm. So I'm changing into my thicker socks, like my house socks, and this is much better. Okay, so Genevieve, Genvi, let me know if you're still here. Okay, let me know if you're still here. Can you still hear me? Okay, great, great. All right. So give me one more minute or a few more seconds. All right. I'm still here, everyone, so bear with me. Okay, just changing socks. The area that I read here, the space here is very small. So I cannot hit this camera cable again. Okay, so let's see here. Your future self. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, 3 cards. Oops. There you go. Okay, this is the focus. That's a wonderful, that is a wonderful card. Okay. One more, or 2 more. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so this card here, you can see it. Okay, so this is our 10 of air. And this is our higher self. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Oh, wonderful. It's knowledge. Healer. Okay. So both of these cards are in the element of air. This one here, isn't this stunning? So if you saw Junvi, the reading that I did for JS, we're talking about the higher level of ourselves, reaching that higher state of ourselves. This is this card here. This is our 10 of air. This is, we could say, I'll use the term nirvana, enlightenment. This is completion of the spirit. This is like doing all the work to get to this place of feeling secure. It's almost like heaven. It's a lightness. It's not so much, it's a state of mind. It's not, physically being at that place. But as you could see with this energy, everything is, there is no circumstance that is challenging for you with this card because of the different levels of perspective and of growth that has happened. You understand. This is a card of full understanding. This is a card that indicates non-judgment, no ego. Everything is just fully what it is. Okay. And so this is the perception. This is the spiritual. I said emotional intellect. There is a spiritual intellect that comes from this. It's the awareness. It's the awakening with this card. Cosmic Orphan, hi. It has been a long time. Thank you for popping in. Let me know if you'd like to have a reading as well. So this is the lightness of the soul, the weightlessness of things around us. How we feel inside is how we would like to approach things with the things that are in our environment, right? We live in a world where things are very heavy. Things are very, very challenging. How can we use this card, this energy, and walk through it, work through it, live through it in this manner, in lightness? Okay. All right. Surround yourself. This sounds a little bit off the wall, but if you want to move to this energy, I think it's good to create such an environment. Create colors. All right. Colors are very influential. I'm not saying dress your house like this, but you can do whatever you want. But maybe start placing an emphasis on things that you would like to have that are lighter, okay? Lighter in energy. When you live in an environment, including your own self, because you are your own environment, but also the environment that we may reside in, you want to bring those influences in to influence this, okay? This kind of energy. All right, so this is very important. This card here, well, let me go here because I feel this is important as well. This is of knowledge. This is the 3 of air. Okay. Now, and we also have the dragon. This is the fiery inspiration. This is the motivation. This is the motivator. For further understanding of who we are. You know, we have the owl. We have the skull, life and death. This is all rebirth. This is all about the process of reliving life again, but through a different perspective. Looking for a different set of knowledge. Okay. Knowing that there's more. Look at all this information, all this code. This person is serious about the work to get to that place. Okay. So, of course, to get to this, we have to do work. We have to understand what needs to be let go of, what changes we need to remove, or what things we need to remove to change, but also to grow. It's very important. And also we have the 3rd eye. Okay. This is all about our instincts. This is the all-seeing eye. The eye from inside, how we see ourselves and what we want to make, the changes, and the eye of how we see things outside. Okay. Here, this is the healer. Look at this. This is someone very strong, connecting to nature, but also understanding it. We can go out and work in the world, work in different environments, and we tend to do this anyhow. We just go through the motions, right? We wake up, shower, brush our teeth, eat, go to work, do our work, deal with whatever's going on at work. That becomes a different level of environment. Come home, and then there's a time, hopefully, some people don't even have the time to do this. They come home from work and hopefully have a moment to recover, to do some taking care of themselves. This is where all this comes from. This is all about you, the priority to heal yourself. Okay. There's the transformation, right? Look at this. We have this energy. We're taking it in. We're just enthralled with it. And then we start putting it to work. And look at the look on the face here. Very, very confident, very steadfast. This is the confidence of knowing yourself and knowing where you need to go and where to work with this energy. In a sense, I could say this energy here is what's inside this person. This energy is what's motivating this individual. Look at the light that's coming from this. Okay. So your future self is basically continuing or to start doing the work to better yourself, to take care of yourself, to learn. There is so much to learn. If people say, "Oh, I don't think I'm learning anything," you're not giving an effort. You really need to go out there and show the true purpose and the true actions of making this energy to change. And that's what we're seeing here. Okay. Let's see here. I really doubt myself almost always. You have imposter syndrome. Well, see, that's the thing. Okay. That's the thing. It's that's work that needs to be done for yourself. Remember what I was saying earlier too? Create this environment that can make you feel more confident with yourself. Okay. What can you do to change the doubt that you have in situations or with yourself? Okay. Because the more you put that energy in, the more that you are taking away your empowerment. You can easily do this. All of this. It's very easy. You can easily do this. Okay. But we have to start looking inside and questioning, having a conversation with ourselves about where's this stemming from. Okay. You said imposter syndrome. So I don't know if this is a term that you've just coined upon yourself, or if you are clinically, I don't know if you're seeing a therapist, if you are diagnosed with this syndrome. Okay. So be careful if you are seeing a therapist or a clinician of some sort, and this is what they have stated to you, then that's fine. But be careful of putting a label on yourself without fully knowing what's going on. Okay, I'm not questioning it, but I want to be sure that I understand if this is something that you're just putting upon yourself. You're just putting that label on. Okay, but the work here for you to better yourself is to let go of these things that are holding you back. These are the things that are challenging to you. Okay. So again, we got 2 air. It's taking in the knowledge. Okay. Feeling the sense of self, lightness, not so much heaven, but lightness. It's an awareness. It's an awakening of something big that has, big or little, that has shifted. And it's something that is needed. Okay. And then, of course, we're doing the work for this. We're finding inspiration. We're finding the motivation, the guidance that we need to become this individual, to become this energy of taking care of ourselves and surrounding yourself with things that are of healing, of strength for you. Okay. So that's what I have. I have these cards here for you. Okay. I hope this makes sense. Okay. And let me know if you have any questions. But this I feel very strongly with for the energy that you could put to you to better the situation, to make those changes. Okay. So I'm going to erase this. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you. Alrighty. So feel free to stick around. I've been here for about 2.5 hours. I think I'll stick around for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to have to get something to eat. So, so Cosmic Orphan, how have you been? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. How far back should I go? Thanksgiving. Happy Halloween. Has it been that far back? I just haven't been posting regular content. And And also, as you've seen in the title, I've changed the name of the channel to the Mystic Rose Tarot Podcast. So I'm still doing a little bit more research on this. This channel's going to become more podcast-like. And right now, this is a good test because you're hearing my voice, um, and I'm doing just live reads here today because it's a snow day where I'm at. It's our second day of snow. And I thought I was going to be able to go out and do some work today, but it's not going to happen. So I want to turn this day into a productive day, do some healing through readings. And then I'm going to do some work here at home afterwards. But yeah, let's see. I've been keeping an eye on. You're over my favorite. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Did you get, and anyone else who's coming in, I'm still available to do readings, just holding conversation with Cosmic Orphan. Did you get, and in a few words, if you did get, let me know what you think. Did you get it? Did you get this? Let me know, because I know you know what this is. So yeah, let's see here. Who else is here? Who else is here? I just have a few people here. Few folks hanging around. Yes, I did. Wow. You got 3 of them. Wow. Excellent. I'm guessing you gifted the Telos Tarot. You did. Okay. I got this one. This is new, somewhat new. I got this a few months ago. I want the smaller version, and I am so happy I got the smaller version. I love this. It's been great. I've been working around the time that I got this. I think it was like November, December. I started working with smaller decks. The size of this deck and the way it reads small. I just okay, I got to work with the smaller decks. And so they're different styles, but I like it. It works very nicely. You missed earlier when I started this live, and I'll make mention to it. I approached Malene about being a guest on my channel. And she's almost out of the smaller one. Okay, good. I'm happy I got it. She's out of the silver one. I was thinking about getting that silver version of that because it's quite beautiful. And I'm like, you know what? No, I like the deck, but do I really, really need it? No, I'll just stick to the large version. I asked her if she would be interested in being a guest, and we went back and forth with emails. And for the time being, she won't be doing any interviews, at least live. She has the Fortune Wheels podcast that she's done with Susan Chang, but she declined. She has she has an uncomfortability about being in front of the camera, and she hasn't done anything where I don't know. I don't know what she looks like. No one knows what she looks like. There's not a photo of her or anything. Um, and so, and because she's obviously worked with Susan Chang, she was, the two of them did the most recent discussion about the Telos Tarot on the Fortune's podcast, and so I told her, I tried to persuade her, if not by face, by at least, having her hands and she can show the decks. that she's created and talked about, but she says she's just technically limited um, with her tools, and she only has a microphone to to use. So, seeing that I'm moving more towards podcasts, um, I mentioned to her that I do want to finalize creating this podcast, that maybe I can have her as a guest on the podcast to talk more about this deck and this one, because her decks are so powerful, and I know we would just be scraping the surface of it, you know. And let me see here. So I got distracted. I've chatted with her. Someone named, yeah, she is. She's very sweet. Yeah. Like I said, I'll give her some time. You know, there's just, I think once I get everything fine-tuned with the podcast, I hopefully I left the email that hopefully she would consider me interviewing her in that format, and take it from there. So I don't want to push, you know, I kind of nudged a few times, but you know, at the same point, I just want people to feel comfortable. If I'm going to have a guest, I don't want them to feel pressured or in any way. But you know, as you know, these decks are wonderful. So it'd be great. It would have been great to have her talk more about it. But you know, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking about doing Cosmic Orphan is to just basically have the podcasts of whatever I'm talking about to be transferred over to YouTube, because you could do YouTube podcasts. And so the podcast will probably be about an hour, hour and a half, which works better because with YouTube, the attention span of people is usually about 30 minutes. So I like the flexibility that I could speak more. Editing is going to be different. Hopefully, I will not have to edit. Um, and what I was saying earlier, I'm repeating what I said when I started this live, but sharing it with you. I just feel this year is becoming more of a voice for me, more of this holding discussions in the sense where the discussion is focused on what the people have to say without the focus on how the person looks, what they're wearing, what the background is, you know, anything like that. I like the focus to be on the voice. And I feel with that, I'm able to articulate things much better. Like I feel right now, since I'm not on camera, my face isn't on camera, I'm able to focus more on what I'm saying, right? Because I'm not, you know, if I turn the camera around, which I'm not, um, you know, people are going to go, oh my God, look, she's wearing this and she has her hair like this and whatnot. They're going to, you know, I feel they're going to get distracted. And, you know, with the laundry basket being here, the space that I'm at here is very small. So there's too much. So, anyhow, um, and for people who are listening, that's what I'm moving towards. I may post face a face video of me at some point. Um, but for now, I think I'm going to not think I want to move in this direction. So that's part of the work that I want to do today. Since I'm snowed in, is to focus on that. I've changed my website a little bit. I've cleaned up the menus, just all these little things, you know. Um, I would love to hear. It is. It really is, you know. And I know the Fortunes podcast. I'm just saying it like that because I can't remember the full name. Um, Malene and Susan really, they touched on quite a few things, but I'd like to have my discussion with her to be a little bit not less esoteric, but enough so that when people work with her decks, they can get, a basic idea of how to work with the decks. I mean, right now the decks that she has, the Tabula Mundi and the Telos, are all talismanic. So we can all use talisman. Sorry. They're used for magical purposes, more so the Telos. So there's the magical aspect of that I think would be wonderful to speak to. Well, so we'll see, maybe I'll check back with her once I've had a few podcasts and have her listen and see how she feels. I want her again to feel comfortable with me. Let's see. I'm so generous. I hope so. We'll see, because I'm obviously here on YouTube not for the numbers, because my numbers have dropped quite a bit, and I'm surprised I'm still at 1,000. But it's I pop in every now and then. It's good to see who's still here and who still keeps in touch. Tarot High Priestess Ruby. That's a long name. Wonderful to see you. Pisces in a relationship with Saggy. So 2 mutable signs, water and fire. Wow. Fortune's wheelhouse. Thank you. Yes, I know she's a Thalamite. And there's so many influences that she has that obviously are placed into her decks, which makes her decks intriguingly complex. And that's what I like about it. Obviously the Telos has, she's working with Crowley 777, which I started looking at. And I actually ordered a book. I ordered a book of Crowley's. Maybe this will be one of the next upcoming videos that I'll do. It's delayed because of the snow. It's a book. It's Aleister Crowley's. I can't remember the name. I think it's Tarot Correspondences. And it's not like the Doth. This book breaks down the correspondences of the suits and the elements, but from a Crowley perspective. And I could have got the 777, but there was just so much in that. But when I saw the Tarot Correspondences, it came out. It came out in 71, because I think it's a book based on a transcript of Crowley's, or taken from maybe the Libra 777. I'm not certain. But yeah, it's when I saw that book, and from it being written by Crowley, it's like, okay, let me see what this thing is about. So it's here, but it can't be delivered because of the snow. I would have gotten it yesterday. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you said me too. Are you a Thalamite? You are a Thalamite, right? Yes or no? See, you're modified. Are you a hybrid? Are you a hybrid? See, this is the one thing I'm trying to set up with the podcast, is that I think depending on who hosts your podcast, that you can have chats. Because if I go to a podcasting site and I can't do chats, I'm going to be doing live. I want to do live podcasts for this very reason, so that I can interact with people. This would be great. This would be wonderful, by doing that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm researching and seeing what works best for me for that. Okay, Tarot High Priestess Ruby. Okay. See, you are complex. I should have you as a guest, Cosmic Orphan. I think you could potentially be a guest on my podcast. You don't have to show your face. We just would get your voice. Think about it, or I'll think about it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I know we'll talk. Priestess Ruby, did you have a question for me? Did you want me to do a reading? Yeah, it's fun. I'm going to be not even a tiny guppy in the how many millions of podcasts are out there? I was reading online that there is just millions and millions of podcasts. And how, in that large sea of millions, am I going to get my voice heard and maybe get it elevated to, it's not going to be at Joe Rogan standards, but maybe something that could be up at that level. I may have to change the name though. Mystic Rose Tarot Podcast isn't something that will bring in millions of people, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so High Priestess Ruby, can you let me know what you like me to read for? I don't do any third-party questions, okay, just to let you know. So no third-party questions are when you are asking about someone else, for me to do a reading about how someone feels about you, what they're thinking, is someone cheating. I do not do those readings. Hands down, I don't. Can I know what I should be aware of for the day? Okay. Well, that's sort of predictive, but what I'm going to do in this case is, okay. What I can do is, let's just see where your energy is at. Okay. What I should be aware of for the day. Okay. So whoops. See, and this is the other thing. With podcasts, I can do this as much as I want, and no one's going to even see it because there's not going to be any video. I have too many accoutrements here. I have the camera, and I have to watch the volume, and podcast is going to be easy. I think it's going to be very fun. So, alrighty. So, okay, so let's see here. Your energy for today. Your Pisces, Saggy. I'm taking a moment because let's do this one. It's feeling out which deck. Okay. So for those who are watching, those who are new, donations are appreciated. I do a reading for you, and it clicks and you like to donate, it would be appreciated. If you go to the description of this channel, I have the links and where you can donate. Donate would be through PayPal, which is my email address, which is in the description, and through Venmo. Okay, and Venmo, it's under the Mystic Rose Tarot. Okay, so if you do leave a donation, please let me know if you'd like me to do a reading, and I will do your reading immediately. Okay, once I get my confirmation of a donation. Okay, but again, it's not forced upon. Thank you, Cosmic Orphan. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do 3 cards for Tarot High Priestess Ruby. Okay. The world is your oyster. This is the focus. I'm happy to see some tarot readers actually starting to shuffle in front of the camera so people don't think that certain cards are being selected or whatnot. There's another one. Mother of Cups, water energy. There we go. Ace of Swords. Wow. No minor arcanas, but this is our focus. This is our major arcana, court card, and Ace of Swords. And we got, well, this is Saturn. Saturn is Earth. Cups, air, and water. Alrighty. So here with our World card, this is the last card in the major arcana, the tarot. Okay. And so what we're looking at here is we're looking at completion. Okay. You're asking more about what you need to know for the day. This is something, it's ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn is ruled by Earth. It's a dense planet. It's very heavy. It moves very, very slow. And that slowness comes in with the characteristics of structure, limitations, restrictions. Okay, that's just that. Those are the characteristics of the planet Saturn. Saturn's also ruled by, or Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. And so here we're looking at work that has been done, work that has been completed, or work that needs to start being focused on. I'm feeling that you started something and you haven't quite finished it yet. Okay. There's some outside influences that's slowing down this process. That's what I'm saying with this influence of Saturn. There's something that's slowing the energy down of you completing this task or whatever it is. Okay. And that's what this is representing. You'll get it done, but it's going to take some time. But whatever you do, finish it. And this goes for you. This goes for Cosmic Orphan. This goes to anyone else who's watching this replay-wise. Please finish what you started. Don't leave things hanging. Please finish what you've started. It ends up getting really messy if things are left undone. Tie those strings, tie the ribbon around that box, and send it off. It is done. Okay, so make sure you get whatever needs to be done. Don't procrastinate. Get it done. Okay. Also, Saturn, I mentioned Saturn being ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn is a working sign. It's sign of a workaholic if they are a Capricorn or they have strong Capricorn placements in their chart. Sidereally, we are still in Capricorn, but we're in it for just, what's our date? We're in it for a week and a half, and then sidereally we move into Aquarius. So this is, you know what? This is the time to finish it. Do this work now. Whatever you're holding off or it's lagging, finish it now. Okay, and then you'll feel so much better once it's done because you did the work and it's done and you put all your effort to complete it the best way that you can. Okay, so finish that. Mother of Cups, this is all of nurturing. This is our swan. Okay, but I like this because the swan is now in a dark environment, but it has some sparkles in it, has some stars. And the Mother of Cups is of intuitiveness. It's of what we are doing to take care of ourselves. Maybe after doing this work or once the work is done, how are we feeling? What was the experience that we had completing this? Was an experience that felt fulfilled. It's like, wow, I really got this done and I like the way it ended and how I put all this energy into it. This is something just to kind of reveal something about yourself. It's like, what was something that I gained from it? What was the emotional importance for you from this? Okay. Because this should be of some form of satisfaction that comes with anything that you complete. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. We don't want to leave things hanging. We want things to keep to end, and so that we can move on to the next form of responsibility. Okay. But yeah, this is the experience, how we felt from it, what we've learned from it as well. Okay. The court cards, also to be mindful, this is all about um, these are different stages of growth. The court cards from page all the way to the king. You could be female, identify as female, and still have king energy. You could be masculine, male, and still have queen, feminine energy in you. These are the levels of experience, the levels of maturity that we have. Okay. This is something that will also show a growth of you at an emotional level. Okay. Emotional responsibility for you with this card. Our Ace of Swords, look at this here. Our Ace of Swords, our swords are all about perspectives, but new perspectives. Seeing things in a fresh, new way. Now, what's similar here is we have the colors here of all the elements, but also here. Okay, I'm going to show this card here closer. Okay, so the elements of earth, air, fire, water. Water is the blue, yellow is the air. Earth is the green here a little bit. And the fire's up there. And the same here. But what's interesting is with these elements of earth, air, fire, water, we're taking these experiences that we have relating from the soul, the fiery spirit, the sharpness of the mind, the air element, the intellect, the things that we hold of great importance, of value, the stability, the security of the green of the earth, and the water, the intuitiveness, the emotional aspect of how we feel about things. We're taking all of that, and it's coming into how we take action with our thoughts, right? We know the saying, think before you do. And this is what's happening here. It wants us to think, it wants us to feel, it wants us to be secure with what we may be doing. It wants us to be mindful of the actions that may come from the thoughts that we express about ourselves, the perception that we release to other people. This is so important. Okay, so it's taking all those different elements and putting it to work. Okay, we're about to take action with this. Okay, but it's asking you, hi Kitty, of course you can. Of course you can ask a question. So it's asking you to take all those elements into consideration, what they mean before, speaking, before taking action with your mind. What I mean by action with your mind is actually saying something. What you're about to say, what's about to come from your mind and out of your mouth, think about the results. Is it going to hurt someone? Is it going to benefit someone? Is it going to make someone feel good? This is a form of responsibility of what we're going to say and how it's going to affect the outcome. Okay. Now, again, that's easier said than done. It's not like someone asks you a question and you're not going to be sitting to yourself going through, okay, creatively, that's fire. What's going to happen from this air? Don't break it down like that, but these are the influences that come into play when making these choices. Okay. They're very important. This is a skill. This is skill in learning and understanding how these elements work. Okay. So with these three cards here, we're looking at, completion, tying things up, do not procrastinate, but also check in with the experience that you've had from this. Okay. What have you learned and how can you apply it? Okay. This is water energy and this is air energy. How do you feel about the experience that you've had and where is it going to lead you to the next thing? Okay. What what can you gain from this, and put it towards the next day's activity or something else. Okay, so keep this in mind. The World card, again, when it's a major arcana and it comes up in a reading, that's very strong. Also, the court cards, we're seeing this level of maturity that's taking place. Okay, and then again, our Ace of Swords, our perception, the experience of what we've learned and gained through the elements of earth, air, fire, water, security, movement, thought, and feeling. Okay, how we take all those properties into something that's very important. Okay, I'll just narrow it down to this. Okay. All right, so there you go, Tarot High Priestess Ruby. Thank you for listening. Okay, I'm going to erase this. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask or just hang out a little bit. I said I was going to stick around a little bit longer, which I will. And I do need to get something to eat because I've been going at it for 3 hours. So let's see here. You're welcome. You're welcome, Miss Ruby. Kitty, hi. So Kitty, I don't do any predictive readings. Okay. So no predictive readings. Okay. No third-party readings. Third-party readings are just what you asked me when you're asking me about someone else. Those are psychic readings, basically. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. When someone's asking me to do a reading about someone else, those are psychic readings, and I'm not a psychic. Okay, see, so Kitty, let's do a reading about you, okay? Because it's you're asking me still a question about someone else. You know, can you see how things will progress with him? Okay, let's do a reading about you. Okay, if you feel that there's a reading that I can do about you, then I will. Okay, but I'm not trying to be rude. Okay, just to let you know, I'm not trying to be rude. But there's quite a few of us in the tarot community where readings like this don't really benefit the person. You know, if they're asking about someone else, those are psychic readings in my eyes. Okay. Yes, even though you know each other, the thing is, and thank you for being understanding. The thing is, and I want you to understand, is that you're asking me to read about someone else. Okay. I know you guys know each other, but when I do readings for people, I'm reading for them. I'm reading about them. And it's really it's an uphill battle struggle for tarot readers like myself, because a lot of readers online will read for anything. You know, they'll go, you know, I have cancer. What's the prognosis? Am I going to survive or whatnot? I don't even do readings like that. Okay, and so just for me, I want my place for doing readings for someone is just for them. Okay, so if there's a family issue that someone is directly involved in, and it's affecting that person, then that's something that I may take into consideration, but I would still have to poise the reading towards them because they're asking about a situation that they're having with their mother or their brother, and it's affecting them, and they want to know what they can do about it for them to, work through the situation. Okay. Does that make sense, Kitty? I hope it does. Yeah, because there is a difference. There is a difference. So I hope the way I explained it, excuse me, the way that I explained it made more sense. Okay. So it's wanting to work through a situation themselves, though the influence is coming from someone outside. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Okay. All right. I'm happy you understand. So if you want me to do a reading about you, I'm more than happy to. Okay. But if not, that's totally fine. Okay. Okay. All right. And thank you for your patience. But I need to express that I put my hand down, my foot down when it comes to this kind of stuff. So yeah. Okay, I am going to stick around for maybe another 10 minutes. I am coming up to almost 3 hours. This is the longest I've done a live reading in quite some time. I'm sort of snowed in today. We're in our second day of snow where I'm at, and the streets have yet to be plowed. I was thinking that today they would be plowed, but not. So I'm not going to be heading out. I've already done my shoveling for the day, so I'll spend just a little bit more time. Let's see. I'll spend just a little bit more time taking reading requests, and then after that, that'll be it. Okay. So let me know for those who are here. I'm here for you to do readings, and if you can't do a reading here at this moment, you can always book a reading with me. I just recently, and I'm still fine-tuning, I changed my website, so I have a theme that's a little bit easier to work with. I still have to get my blog posts a little bit more structured so that they're easier to find, but you could book a reading with me that way as well, if you like. You're so welcome, Kitty. You are very welcome. So anyone else who wants to talk to me right now until someone wants to come up and do a reading? Let me know. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Thank you. Thank you, Cosmic Orphan. So for some who are just tuning in and may have been a while since they've gone to my channel, maybe, and no one's asked, so I guess it's not a big deal. I've changed the name of this channel to Mystic Rose Tarot Podcast because I am going to be moving. I'm slowly putting this together to podcast content, and so I'm organizing my Tabula Mundi, and so I'm feeling that is where my emphasis is going to be on. So once I find a host to place my podcasts in, my podcasts will transfer over to YouTube. And so you'll just see maybe an episode like this. And it'll be live, but you won't see me. You'll just hear my voice, and I'll also be doing interviews with people. And just focusing more on the practice and subject matter that comes around the tarot, around esoteric beliefs, things along those lines. And I will probably open up the topic to some to some mundane things that are still related to a person's belief. So I'm looking forward to this, and it will create much less of a burden for me than dealing with technical issues that I had earlier, like the camera disconnected and I had to restart. It's a pain in the butt. So I feel that my voice is the tool that I will be using. And I will put some live content, as I mentioned, every now and then, live content where you may see me, maybe not. I will do some live readings as well. So, but there won't be a schedule as of now. So that's where I am with this. And see that glitch? It's just so annoying. Once I have a podcast, I don't have to worry about that. Just gotta make sure the levels are good once I do the recording podcast, and that's it. I don't have to worry about anything else. So thank you, Cosmic Orphan. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions too, because I did throw at you potentially for you being a guest on the podcast, you can send me an email. Let me know if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, and we can, discuss a few things or a thing. We'll keep a theme and we'll do the best, or I'll keep a theme and do my best to stick to it. So, and probably be no more than an hour and a half. That's the beauty of the podcast, because podcasts, the attention span of someone with a podcast is much longer than it is on YouTube, where in 15 to 30 minutes or so, you really got to get all your information in and visually appease the viewer and hopefully stimulate them with some information. With a podcast and just talking, you can have a pen and paper there and just start writing notes. And, you could process the information in that way as well. The glitch in the matrix won't be on the podcast. You put it in capital letters. Is that the title of a podcast or of a YouTube channel, or is you just making that statement, the glitch in the matrix? Because I could read that either way. Movie quote. Okay, yeah, I am aware of that, but it also sounds like it's a title of a podcast or YouTube channel. Alrighty, so I think that's it. We're 3 hours and it's about 3:40, and people are slowly disappearing here as I'm looking here. So I'll end it. So thank you, everyone who has come in and out and back in again for this live. This has been wonderful. 3 hours of readings, and well, more like 2.5, because I talked for quite a bit when I first got started. So subscribe, chat choir. I like that. I like that a lot. So for those who subscribe, thank you. I'm not here for the numbers, obviously, because my content has not been frequent. But I'm just here to share information, educate people, knowledge, experience that I have. So I do have plans to do some recorded videos. I want to do a more comprehensive breakdown of the Tabula Mundi as well as the Telos. So I need to sort out how I'm going to do that, because that's going to be a very long episode. So maybe it'll come into parts, like 3 different parts. So right now, YouTube-wise, this channel is going to be becoming more of education and sharing my experience and what I'm learning by working with certain decks. I will, again, have some interviews, but those will probably more than likely be podcast format. So like, subscribe, continue following through here, and just check in, hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when a live's coming up and you could check in again. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Stay dry, stay warm wherever you are. And I look forward to reconnecting with you either visually in person or by voice on the podcast. All right. Thank you again, everyone.